presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Detroit.
Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. Last night it was a finish to remember. The Tigers scored 8 runs on 7 hits in the 9th inning, and they stunned the Rays for a comeback 10-7 win. Tonight the Tigers hoping for more of the same a little bit sooner, though. It's game 2 between the Tigers and the Rays. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pep alongside Rod Allen. Glad to have you with us here for Game 2 in the series. And Rod, what more can you say about last night? I really didn't think the Tigers were going to pull that one out, but a resilient ball club last night.
I just love their at-bats. I mean, every guy just wanted to keep the chain moving. It's like nobody wanted to make an out, exactly what Ian Kinsler said. Maben came up with a couple of big hits in that inning, but everybody else just kept getting it done, too. It was very, very impressive. Fun to watch.
All right, let's talk about Cameron Maben. Obviously, he had the big hit in the 9th inning, the 3-run double. This is a guy that missed all of spring training with a broken wrist, and he has not skipped a beat this year.
Well, Brad Osmus said yesterday that not only does he impact the team when he's on the field with what he does on both sides of the ball, but also in the dugout and also in the clubhouse. He brings a tremendous amount of energy, and he has done that since he's come to the big leagues. 359. Look at the on-base percentage. It's over 4. He's driven in a bunch of runs. He's scoring runs. He's playing well defensively. He's unselfish. I mean, he will take that ball the opposite way with the best of them. That's where the majority of his hits have come. But in yesterday's game, he said he simply got that changeup, and he wanted to make sure he got underneath it, and he lobbed that ball over the left fielder's head for the game-winning RBIs.
All right, now it's been an absolute treat watching Michael Fulmer pitch this year. He'll be on the mound again here tonight. What in your mind has been the big difference for him this year?
Well, it came on this start right here against the Tampa Bay Rays. It was back on May 21st. This is when he busted out that changeup. He threw it 27% of the time in that particular start. He went on to get 11 strikeouts in this contest. Mario, he was throwing it 0-0. He was throwing it 1-0. He was throwing it 2-0. He was throwing it in fastball counts, and I think this guy really grew up in this start. Now, does he change today? Absolutely not. You make sure the Tampa Bay Rays make an adjustment, and if they don't make an adjustment, there's really no need for Michael Fulmer to make an adjustment here tonight.
All right, game 2 in the series coming up after a short break. Back to the Call Sam Studios we go, and John Keating coming up with this one here tonight. A familiar face on the mound for the Rays. Former Tiger Drew Smiley will take the hill. Tigers-Rays, game 2 next. Brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be when it's time. Coming to Comerica. And by Chrysler. Back here at Tropicana Field, where the Tigers and Rays go at it here tonight in Game 2. Miguel Cabrera and the Tigers are ready to go to work. The Tigers, after a stunning win last night, will feature this lineup tonight, brought to you by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. It'll be Kinsler, Maben, and Cabrera in the top 3 spots. A 6-game streak for Maben. Victor Martinez, DH, Castellanos at third. Upton is to the left, and your bottom 3 tonight: Aviles, McCann, and Iglesias, and they are facing the left-handed slants of Drew Smyly.
Yeah, the former Tiger has been struggling this year in 15 starts, 2 wins, 8 losses. The earned run average is over 5. As a matter of fact, in his last start against the Baltimore Orioles, he gave up 8 runs on 3 home runs. Let's take a look at the Tampa Bay Rays starting defense. It is brought to you by Tim Hortons. In the outfield, they've got Franklin, they've got Geyer, they've got Arcia in right. Up the middle, they've got Miller and Forsythe. On the corners, they've got Longoria. He's a real good defender. You can see his fielding percentage. It sits at .980. And Morrison at first. Conger is the catcher again tonight.
Here are the standings in the American League Central Division. The Indians right now are playing an extra inning game in Toronto. They come in a 7.5-game lead on the Tigers.
18 innings they have played already in Toronto. Let's hope that the Indians are tired when the Tigers get there next week.
Well, they could be. Same with the Blue Jays as well. Here are the field conditions presented by Ace Hardware and the Scotts Company. It's 85 outside. That doesn't matter, though. It is a perfect 70 degrees indoors, and although it's humid outside, no rain and perfect weather inside. So here we go. It'll be Kinsler, Maben, and Cabrera in the top of the first inning, facing Drew Smyly. Ian batting .295. He has hit 14 homers so far this year. And Kinsler last night was 1 for 4.
Ian Kinsler, for whatever reason, really hasn't performed all that well in this particular ballpark. His batting average coming in about .216 last night.
Well, he had a big bases loaded walk in the 8-run 9th inning last night.
It was huge.
1 ball, no strikes on Kinsler. Smiley's 1-0, rides high and away. 2 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, Smyly has a fastball that will top out at 93. His average heater is about 90 miles an hour. He also has 2 breaking balls. That would be the curveball and the slider. And he will mix in a change occasionally.
That one on the outside corner for a strike, 2-1.
He has been going through it lately, though. He's been giving up runs in bunches.
Yeah, including a lot of home runs. Here's the 2-1 pitch. High and away again. 3 balls and 1 strike on Kinsler.
All of a sudden, Ian Kinsler finds himself in a real nice, friendly fastball count here in the first inning.
Maben waiting on deck. Here's the 3-1. He got that fastball, took it for a strike in the outside part of the plate. Kinsler at .295, 49 RBIs this year. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And 1 gone, a strikeout for Drew Smyly.
It's a borderline pitch on the outside. Black, it might have been a ball, but Ian Kinsler felt like it was too close to take, so he swings right through it. And Mr. Foxtrack says, indeed, it was off the plate.
Here is Cameron Maben, one of the big heroes last night. He was 3 for 4, had the big clearing double, bases clearing double. He finished with 4 RBIs last night. And he'll look at one right at the knees, 0-1. Cameron now a 6-game hitting streak. Fouled straight back, 0-2. Smyly, just as we remembered, works very quickly. Maben waiting on an 0-2. Popped up. See if it finds the seats. It will. 0-2. The count stays on Maben. Tigers, courtesy of their win last night, now 41-38. And the Rays at 33-45. It was the type of win, Rod, last night that I think hopefully will energize this club.
I agree with that. The dugout was very happy. The clubhouse was very happy after the game as well. And guys appeared to have an extra pep in their step this afternoon. And Drew Smyly not wasting a pitch, going right after Cameron Maybin with consecutive fastballs at 92 miles an hour after he was able to get ahead of him. No balls and 2 strikes.
Smyly allowed a career-high 8 runs in his last start, including a grand slam to Chris Davis in the Orioles.
And them Baltimore Orioles, man, they can hit some homers.
Ooh, half swing, down he goes, struck him out. 2 gone. Couple of strikeouts for Smyly. That'll bring up Cabrera, who was 1 for 5 last night.
I've got Miggy having a good day today against Smyly. Miggy coming into this contest, his numbers against left-handers are under 200, but for whatever reason, I've got a good feeling today about Miguel doing something special.
Miggy overall 299. He has hit safely in his last 5. Had one of the big hits last night in the 9th inning.
He is hitting nearly 300 points higher, 200 points higher against right-handers than he is left-handers.
Well, the average is 176 versus lefties, which makes no sense at all. There's a ball outside. When you consider that lifetime, Miguel is over 300 against lefties.
Right.
But there you have it. Regardless, still a strong season for Cabrera. 2-0.
The most unlikely splits you'll ever see regarding Miguel Cabrera.
18 home runs overall this year, 51 driven in. And Smyly stays away. He's gone to 3-0.
It doesn't appear to me that they're going to give Miggy anything to hit, despite the 176 batting average against left-handers.
Meanwhile, Vmart says bring it on.
Exactly.
Here's the 3-0 pitch. And it's a ball outside. 4-pitch walk to Cabrera. Pick your poison, apparently, for Drew Smyly. And he will face Victor Martinez. Victor continues to swing a pretty strong bat. He had a hit in last night's game. He's hit safely now in 4 straight. 322 overall. Victor has seen Smyly only twice. He is 0 for 2 against him. And he missed. 1 ball, no strikes.
Victor stands as deep in the batter's box as you could possibly stand, and every time he takes a pitch, he kicks that chalk out of the way, trying to get rid of that back line. That's one of the things that you'll see with a lot of right-handed batters early in the game. They're trying to get rid of that back line so they can get even back further than his foot is right now.
Meanwhile, 2-0. Smyly has thrown 6 straight that have missed the strike zone.
He's thrown a total of 17 pitches, and 9 have missed the strike zone. He's thrown 8 strikes. Just one more look at just how deep Victor is in the batter's box. Open stance.
Sliced in the air to center field. On the move is Geyer. Still coming, sliding, tumbling, and making the catch.
He did his best Kiermaier impersonation right there.
No doubt. Tumbling play in center by Brandon Geyer. And the Tigers are turned back in the first. Bottom of the first, Tiger starter Michael Fulmer, presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
He has been one of the brightest spots on the Tigers roster this season. 11 starts, 7-2, outstanding earned run average, 60 strikeouts for Michael. He's only walked 24, and the league is hitting just .214 against him.
So it'll be Logan Forsythe to lead it off against Fulmer. Forsythe in the ball game last night had a big night, 3-for-5, and he'll look at a strike at 95 miles an hour.
And best pitch in baseball, a well-located strike, a fastball on the inner third in the mid-90s.
Forsythe has been a good player for them. He's batting over 300, 308. Fulmer's 0-1 is slapped out of play, 0-2 the count.
There's no doubt that Michael will be strong here today. He had a couple of extra days rest. As a matter of fact, he told me yesterday when Brad told him he was going to get an extra couple of days, he didn't even pick up a baseball for 2 days. Just simply rested his arm.
Well, of course, Michael will be on sort of a pitch limit the rest of the year. An innings limit is more accurate. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Another one foul, back out of play. Here is the lineup for the race tonight, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Forsythe currently at the plate. He'll be followed by Miller and Longoria. Morrison, Geyer, Dickerson in the middle, and a bottom three of Franklin, Arcia, and Hank Conger again behind the dish for the Rays. Swing and a miss, and an ugly swing there. Forsythe is gone.
That slide piece is absolutely dirty. No chance here for Forsythe. 4 mid-90s fastballs, and he comes back with that pitch. Can't locate a slider any better than that.
Stuff like that gets swings like that. And now Brad Miller will step in.
And Michael Fulmer has 3 pitches that he can get swings and misses on, which is rare in the big leagues. The fastball, his slider, and the new improved changeup.
The chopper right side of the infield. Right there is Cabrera. Fulmer covers for the out. 2 up, 2 down.
Let's take a look at the Tigers starting defense. It is presented by Beaumont Health. Left to right, you've got Upton, you've got Maven, you've got Aviles in right field at the start of this one. Castellanos, Iglesias, Kinsler, and the big fella Miguel Cabrera anchored over at first. Leads all catchers with 56% caught stealing. That would be James Mechanic.
There is James. Had the night off last night. Saltalamacchia caught the ball game, although James came in late. Here is Longoria now with 2 outs. Ball 1 low.
Longoria having some kind of year and just completed a really good June. He's going to get some considerations for Player of the Month in the American League with the June that he just had.
Swing and a miss. So right away we see the fastball from Fulmer, 95-96. That's where it's been all season long. Longoria had 3 hits last night plus a walk.
These Tampa Bay Rays, they saw Fulmer back on May 21st, and he pitched probably his best game of his career. Had 11 strikeouts against Tampa bats that day.
He'll get back out of play. Give up just 1 run in that game and only 4 hits.
Through 106 pitches, 7 innings with those 11 Ks.
So what kind of an adjustment do you think the Rays offense makes today?
Well, they might look for a changeup or 2 in fastball counts just to see if he's going to pitch the same way that he did back on that day. But it doesn't look like Fulmer's going to do that. He's had a heavy dose of fastballs here early.
Did he go? Yes, he went around.
Look out, Fulmer. I see you.
Man, that was a quick inning for Michael Fulmer. A couple of strikeouts and a 1-2-3 first. Drew Smiley, who picked up a couple of strikeouts in the first. It'll be Castellanos to lead it off. Nick and then Upton and then Aviles. Tigers got a 2-out walk to Cabrera, but Martinez fly to center field. Nice tumbling catch by Brandon Guyer ended the inning. Castellanos batting .301. Takes one right down the middle, 0-1.
For the most part, every fastball that Smiley has thrown to the Tigers, at least the four-seam fastballs he's thrown on the outside part of home plate, has not gone inside with fastballs to this point.
Going back out there, and he missed outside. That went off speed. 1 ball and 1 strike. Castellanos with a 5-game hitting streak was 1 for 3 last night. And Nick shoots this one on the ground at third, where Longoria is positioned. 1 away. That'll bring up Justin Upton. Tigers just completed the month of June, winning 17 and losing 11. And they also finished last month winning 7 of their last 10 games, so they are certainly trending upward. Now if we can just get the Indians to start losing a few games.
And the Tigers also have to win a few more games on the road in the month of July, because they're going to be away from Comerica Park most of the month of July. 16 games on the road, only 9 at Comerica Park because of the All-Star break.
0-1 on Upton, who was 1 for 4 last night.
That one was a big one.
0-2. It really was, and I'm not sure you can really find the biggest hit of that 9th inning. Certainly some were bigger, but for Upton, his RBI single against Ramirez made it a 3-run game and just kept the line moving.
That's a perfect definition of the 9th inning. They just kept the line moving. Every guy had an unselfish at bat. No one was over swinging, and the majority of the hits were right back through the center of the diamond.
The only extra base hit in the 9th inning last night was the double by Maven. Smiley now with the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He threw it by him. Another strikeout for Smiley. That'll be his 3rd of the game.
Fastball upstairs right by Justin Upton at about 92 miles an hour, right around the belt buckle.
That'll bring up Mike Aviles. Lefty on the mound today, so Aviles gets the start in right in place of Steven Moya.
I don't know what it is overall about left-handers this year going up against Tiger bats, but there are several guys in the starting lineup today that just have not fared all that well against southpaws so far this season.
1-1 on Aviles. Well, Cabrera, we told you his troubles against lefties.
Right.
Sliced foul out of play, 1-2. A lot of folks have been asking us what's the latest on JD Martinez. We asked Brad today, and Martinez still undergoing treatment. He's working out like a fiend, they say, to try and stay in shape, but he's still a ways away.
The biggest thing about his injury, he can work on his legs, he can work on his left shoulder, he can work on just about every part of his body with the exception of the right arm. And so when he does get healthy again, he's going to have to build strength back up in that arm and then go on a rehab assignment. I don't know how many at-bats it's going to take, but it might be a while before we see JD again, realistically.
In the air toward right, routine for Arcia. That'll end the inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left. On our way to the bottom of the 2nd. of the second here in St. Pete. Stay tuned to Tigers Live. Following the game tonight, we'll select the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers player of the game, presented by McDonald's. Stop by for your breakfast favorites, now being served all day. Fulmer was awfully impressive in the first. Picked up a couple of strikeouts. Here is Logan Morrison to lead off the second. And he drops in a breaking ball strike, 0-1.
I think that was a changeup. He let him off with a changeup. That's what he did a lot against this team when he went up against them back on May 21st.
Ooh, it sure was.
Yeah, change piece.
There's a strike call.
Man, does he look good. This guy, man, he is impressive.
As they say, he looks the part.
He sure does, man. And he knows he's not going to be able to stay out there all that long tonight, so he's going to make the most of all of his pitches here this evening.
Ball high, 1-2.
A nice conversation with Michael yesterday, and I was asking him, is he concerned at the fact that he's getting the ball now on the 8th day. He's going to pitch next Wednesday. Then he's going to have 10 days off. Does he think that's going to cause him to lose his edge? And he said he didn't think so. He says when he was in the minor leagues with the Mets, they all worked on 6-day rotation. So he says he's a little bit accustomed to having a little extra time off.
Interesting. So this is not something that's very foreign to him, although the days off will be extended over the All-Star break. There's a ground ball right side. It'll get to the outfield grass, but right into the shift.
Let's take a look at the innings pitched so far this year in the career of Michael Fulmer. And Al Avila told me yesterday that he threw 124 last year. You can see that in 2015. He's already up to 79 when play started today. So they're going to get him to about 160, 165, and that's going to be it for Michael Fulmer. But there are a lot of people out there that believe that this guy is a little different than most rookies, and he looks like he can go a lot further than that. But you know, if you're the Tigers, if you want to err on any side, it's going to be on the side of caution.
Yeah, and I would agree with that, but I mean, the kid does look like he's a horse, man. He's a big kid, and I don't know, maybe he could add a few more innings to that and handle it with no trouble. But the Tigers certainly have a valuable piece here, and they're not going to roll the dice.
No, they're not.
Brandon Guyer is hitting .275, 7 home runs this year. Right through the fastball at 95.
They have not been able to catch up with the 95-mile-per-hour here yet that Fulmer's featuring.
Guyer had a hit and an RBI in last night's game. He'll get back out of play. Well, the Tigers finished 17-11 in June. The Rays were quite the opposite, 11-17, and that was their worst June since 2008. Of course, we chronicled all the injuries they've had, all the guys they have on the disabled list right now.
Their bullpen right now is in disarray too. Normally they have a really good bullpen, one that can lock down the game late, but they're struggling right now. They've got quite a few injuries to their bullpen.
Yeah, a couple of guys that could close games, Boxberger and Colomé on the DL, and that hurt them last night.
Yeah, that closer by committee, it never really works.
Here's Kevin Cash in his second year as the manager of the Rays. Took over for Joe Madden, who moved on to the Cubs, and Madden did a lot of good things here.
Yeah, Cash took over for a very popular manager in Joe Madden.
That one just missed at 96, and the count fills now 3-2. Fulmer is from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, just 23 years old. The count stays on Guyer. Fulmer has retired all 4 that he has faced so far in this game. Dickerson waiting on deck. Swing and a miss. He dusted him at 96.
When you have the kind of giddy up on your fastball that Fulmer does have, every now and then you can just let it go right down the middle, and even big league hitters have a difficult time of catching up with the velocity that he has.
Hey, just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
You don't want to make a habit of throwing the ball down the middle of the plate, but every now and then you can get away with it.
Now Corey Dickerson.
They are swinging early and often against Fulmer because they don't want him to get ahead of them. Any fastball they see, they're hacking at it.
Like that.
Yep, and they're not catching up to it.
Dickerson 2 out of 4 last night with a run scored. They'll get back out of play now quickly. 0-2 on Dickerson.
Pretty good.
Fulmer throwing strikes. 18 of his 25 are strikes. Dickerson trying to slow down his momentum a little bit. Here's the 0-2. Little bouncer back up the middle, and it's going to find a hole into center field. Right by Fulmer. It's a 2-out single.
McCann called for the fastball up. Fulmer threw it up, but a broken bat, base hit by Dickerson.
That'll bring up Nick Franklin, who had to come out in the ball game after it started last night. Desmond Jennings hurt his hamstring, and Franklin come on and delivered that big double, which plated 3 runs. A little bloop double on Zimmerman. Showing bunt, he drops it down. It's going to roll foul to third base.
Nick Franklin has been driving in runs in bunches. In the last 4 games that he has played, 3 of those starts, he has driven in 9 runs.
And 3 RBIs, a double last night.
Which makes you kind of wonder about the attempted bunt for a base hit there with a runner on first base. Why not drive him in?
Franklin batting .250 on the season. Here's the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Franklin. This is his second stint with the big club this year. Was called up on June 21st from AAA. In on his hands, fouled straight back, and the count goes 1-2. Fulmer, of course, this year had that 33 1/3 scoreless inning streak. I mean, everything he has done this year, including his month of June where his ERA was under 1, just leads you to believe this guy is the real deal.
I mean, left-handers are hitting below 200 against him. He has simply been dominant.
Grounded foul down the first base line. So Franklin hanging in, trying to get it to the next hitter, Oswaldo Arcia.
He threw 106 pitches against the Tampa Bay Rays. This was back on May 21st, and in that game 27% of the pitches were changeups. He hasn't thrown many changeups thus far, but he really hasn't needed it.
Threw one there, and it was nasty. And Franklin goes down swinging, the 4th strikeout already for Michael Fulmer. He's on his game tonight again. James McCann comes strolling in. It brings us to the Bernstein advantage, the pitcher-batter matchup, and well, it's pretty good for Mr. McCann.
4 for 5 with a couple of big flies, and he's driven in 4 against the former Tiger, Drew Smyly.
Smyly had a 1-2-3 second. He has struck out 3 Tigers so far. And McCann watches a breaking ball drop in for a strike.
That's what Drew will do. He will try to start that ball off the plate, and it's a breaking ball. Every now and then he's able to catch the corner like he did there to McCann.
McCann, then Iglesias, and then Kinsler in the Tigers' third. Here's the 1-1 pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. McCann starting to come on a little bit offensively. 12 RBIs in his last 18 games. He was slowed at the beginning of the year with the ankle that he rolled.
Yeah, the ankle injury couldn't have come at a worse time for him. He had a great spring training.
Looked like he held up, but he did not. They're going to call him out. So McCann strikes out. 1 gone. Time for a game break now. Here's Mickey York.
Shortstop, number 1, Jose Iglesias.
Oh my goodness, they had to earn that one.
Yes, they did. How about that, man? 14 straight wins for the Cleveland Indians.
A franchise record, and they've been playing for over 100 years.
So the Indians win their 49th game, although I would imagine, Rob, when you play 19, that's going to take its toll now for a little bit on both those clubs.
Well, they had to use tomorrow's starter, Trevor Bauer, and to finish off the game today in Toronto. Yeah, the Blue Jays weren't as fortunate. They ran out of pitching totally, and they used 2 position players to end the game.
Yeah, they used Ryan Goins and Darwin Barney. There's the 1-1 to Iglesias. A little bit outside, 2-1. Recall the 19-inning game we played there a couple of years ago in Toronto, and man, it seemed like it was a week before you just recovered and got back into your routine.
Took a while.
It was in August of 2014 at Rogers Center, and I believe that was a travel day for the Tigers.
It was.
Iglesias looks at a strike. Thought it was a touch outside. 3-2 on Iggy, who in the ball game last night was 2 out of 3.
Scott Berry is the home plate umpire here tonight. He's been generous on that fastball away.
Slice towards second on a hop. Forsythe. 2 up, 2 down. Time now for T-Mobile's greater coverage of baseball. And Kenrys Morales starting to heat up now for the Royals. He was off to a horrid start this year.
Oh, we got him hot.
Yeah, we did. We just told you about the Indians' 14th consecutive win, and Brian Dozier 11 straight games with an extra base hit.
That is pretty impressive. I saw the hit chart of the Brian Dozier hits, the consecutive extra base hits. He's starting to hit the ball the other way now. He's having success finally.
They've been trying to get him to do that for a while.
They have.
Ian Kinsler, the batter, with 2 outs. That's 6 in a row retired by Smyly, the only Tigers base runner so far. The Miguel Cabrera walk in the first. Ooh, off speed out in front.
It's a nice little change piece there thrown by. And Drew Smyly. Actually a little breaking ball, a little tilt on it. Not much tilt.
Kinsler struck out in the first inning. 30 multi-hit games this year for the Tigers.
On pace to score 120 runs.
Big swing and a miss there. 2-2. Cam Maben waiting on deck. Should Kinsler reach? Smiley's 2-2. His fastball's been anywhere from 89 to 91, and that one was right there for Kinsler, who fouled it straight back. Smiley out of Little Rock, Arkansas, 27 years old, came up with the Tigers. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 1-2-3 inning for Drew Smiley. He has fanned 5. It's been a pitcher's duel so far. Some of the highlights of what has been a tremendous rookie year for Michael Fulmer, and more highlights to come as he goes to work here in the third. It's Arcia, Conger, and then top of the order Logan Forsythe.
He has been attacking the Rays in the first couple of innings with a lot of fastballs in the mid-90s. He is starting guys off with the fastball and also finishing them off with that same pitch.
Arcia went down the line, that one to left, but it's going to be caught by Justin Upton. One gone. Here is the Chevy Silverado most dependable players. We're talking about Michael Fulmer, and we should start talking about Rookie of the Year. When you get to the midpoint of the season, you start to hone in on some of the awards, and Fulmer's right there.
He is right there with a 7-2 record, a 2.40 ERA, nearly 9 strikeouts per 9 innings. The kid Nomar Mazara having a sensational year for the Rangers. 11 homers and 35 RBI. And we talk about how hot the Cleveland Indians have been. The Texas Rangers have been better lately. It's amazing.
That? Yeah, you know, we kind of ignore the West, but Texas has won 51 games. Here's a pop-up.
Don't take your eye off of it.
Miggy says, I got it, I got it, I got it. Now he does. 2 gone. Rangers are 51-29.
And their month of June was incredible. And 3/5 of their starting rotation is on the disabled list.
Yeah, that's what surprises me, although they're saying Darvish is close to coming back. Here's Logan Forsythe. A strikeout in the first inning. There's a strike called on Forsythe.
87-mile-per-hour slider to start Forsythe off with. He has started guys off with the changeup. He has started guys off with the slider. And, of course, he's thrown a heavy dose of fastballs tonight. And every guy's been late on that heater. 72% fastballs thrown so far tonight for Fulmer.
That's telling. A much different approach here tonight than in his last start when he punched out 11 against the Rays back in May. Looked like he held up, and he did, down at first. Tripp Gibson said he didn't go.
If you're Fulmer, you can come right back with that same pitch, and it'll be very difficult for Forsythe to lay off of it again.
Here's the 1-2. He was able to lay off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Man, the east to west on his slider sometimes.
And the separation too, speed differential about 10-11 miles per hour is tremendous.
Swing and a miss.
Wow.
Fulmer is on his game tonight. 5 strikeouts for the Tigers rookie. Looking good. Big money encounter. Cameron Maybin in his career against the Rays has been really good.
15 for 29, 3 doubles, a big fly, and 9 RBI.
Game-winning RBIs last night, and now Maybin, Cabrera, and Martinez, the heart of the Tigers lineup against Drew Smyly, who has had little trouble so far. A pair of 1-2-3 innings. He has struck out 5 in this game. Here's the 1-0. Maybin breaks his bat, shoots one to center, base hit.
That bat died a hero.
Let's check in now with Trevor Thompson. More on what Mr. Smyly learned in his days in Detroit.
Well, Mario, he took a lot of lessons from Justin Verlander, and he took me back to his very first start as a 23-year-old rookie. He said he got through the 4th inning, threw a lot of pitches, about 100 pitches. The outing went okay, but when he got back in, he admitted he was afraid to throw in the strike zone. Too much reverence for these big league hitters, and JV took him aside and said, hey, man, you got to throw strikes. Trust your stuff. These guys can't hit you. Go after them. Be aggressive. He said he's carried that message with him to this very day, and obviously it's working tonight, pounding that strike zone with the strikeout so far. Back up to you.
He is, Trev, and that ERA in his days as a Tiger about 3.5, so he was a pretty good piece of that Tigers rotation.
Yeah, the one thing that I had always admired about Drew, and that's when we first set eyes on him when he was a minor leaguer. He came over to big league camp. He threw nothing but strikes, and that's one of the reasons why he made the big league team. Jim Leland loves strike throwers, especially guys coming out of the bullpen.
Carrera's up there, walked in his first at bat. Fouled away, 1-1.
Cameron Maybin has now played in 38 games since coming up from the minors on that rehab assignment, and he's hit safely in 33 of those, and a lot of those multi-hit games.
been fun to watch, and certainly the Tigers this year looking for a spark offensively, somebody that can mix it up a little bit. Maben has been that guy.
You know, Brad told us yesterday that not only has he given him a spark on the field on both sides of the ball, but in the dugout and the clubhouse, he just has a lot of fun. He's always smiling, and the guys absolutely love him.
1-1 on Miguel Cabrera. Smiley was involved in that 3-team deal that brought David Price to the Tigers in July of 2014. Coming over to the Rays. Was injured much of last year. Runner goes. Fouled away. Maben was on the move, sliding into second, and the ball was fouled back into the seats.
He got a pretty good jump too. Now, he went on first movement. And for those of you that don't know what first movement is, it's usually when there's a left-handed pitcher on the mound with a decent move. What you do as soon as he moves any part of his body, you take off. If he throws to first, you're obviously going to be out, but if he throws home, you get yourself a great jump to steal that bag.
Runner goes again, swing and a miss, throws high, and a steal for Maben.
And Maben apparently has really figured out Drew Smiley, because on back-to-back pitches he took off for second base. And the jump that he had was an extraordinary jump. As soon as he moves, he's off and running. Stole that base rather easily.
Tigers know they can run on Conger. I mean, Conger's been one of those guys the last couple of years that has really struggled mightily at throwing runners out. I mean, you're looking at a percentage of under 7% since the start of last year.
Drew Smiley also one of those guys that when he was in spring training, Kenny Rogers of the Gambler would come back to spring training and spend some time with a lot of the left-handers in the Tigers organization, and really placed an emphasis on guys holding runners on and having better pickoff moves and fielding their position, excuse me.
Now Martinez. Good block by Conger. There is a definite value to that, Rod. I think when you bring a guy like Kenny Rogers in, and you know, he teaches guys the ability to slow down the running game. That can be awfully important.
And it's also very important for guys like Kenny Rogers, Drew Smiley, guys that throw lots of ground balls. You keep that guy on first base, you give yourself a chance to throw the ground ball to get the double play, to get yourself out of jams.
Victor fly to center field in his first at bat, trying to give the Tigers the lead. And a ball high and away. 2-0. Martinez had a hit taken away on a sinking liner in the first inning. Brandon Guyer made a play on.
And with the base open. And then Drew Smiley will pitch very carefully to Victor Martinez here.
Missed inside, and the count goes 3-0.
If he gets too close here, Victor Martinez might just expand the strike zone just a little bit. He knows that Smiley's trying to walk him, trying to pitch around him, but if he throws this one too close to home plate, Victor just might try to drive the run in. Got a fastball right down the middle.
Trying to think if Victor has been a guy that has swung 3-0 this year. Do you remember?
I think he may have done it once, maybe twice, but not very often.
He'll swing here if he finds something he likes. 3-1.
He'll be looking to turn on something here too.
Smiley with his first trouble of the evening. Victor hammers one towards short on a big hop. Miller has it. Throw pulled him off the bag, but no problem. 2 gone. Runner holds at second. Hey, the Tigers host the Royals Saturday, July 16th at 7:10 p.m. Brandon Inge will participate in a pregame Q&A session as part of the season-long celebration of the 10th anniversary of the 06 AL champs. Visit Tigers.com or call 866-66-TIGER.
I don't know how many people really realize how good an athlete Brandon Inge was. He was one of the best athletes on the Tigers team for a number of years.
Well, a guy that could play center field or catch or really even short, the position he played in college.
I mean, he could hit a golf ball 300 yards. He could kick a field goal 50 yards. Brandon Inge could do a whole lot of things, man. And he was very acrobatic at that third base position. He made a lot of great plays.
We look forward to seeing Brandon back at Comerica Park.
I don't think I've seen Brandon since he left.
I haven't either. 2 outs now for Castellanos. Little cat and mouse game going on here now as Nick steps out. Smiley allowed a single and a steal. Castellanos hit a ground ball to the third baseman his last time up, so they plan to pull. Nick has hit safely in his last 5.
Nick's been outstanding in these situations this year. He had 324 with a couple of homers and 16 driven in. With 2 outs, runners in scoring position. That's why they will pitch very carefully to him.
Is fouled back out of play. Well, they got Upton waiting on deck. And Justin struck out on his first at bat. Smiley about to throw his 60th pitch of the evening. He missed most of last year with a shoulder problem. Made only 12 starts last year, but really before this season, the starts that he did make with Tampa were pretty good. Now Conger comes out. Smiley this year has been prone to giving up the home run ball, 19 of them, which is third highest mark among American League pitchers. Pull down the left field line. That's going to get down and go to the wall and score a run. Maben comes in on his way to second. Castellanos, he'll pull in with an RBI double. And the Tigers have a 1-0 lead.
I'm not sure what Justin's numbers were with 2 outs, runners in scoring position, but Nick is having a sensational year. But Smiley, yeah, he gave him a pitch to hit. Nick, very aggressive, went down to the bottom of the strike zone and then turned on the 90-mile-per-hour fastball to drive in the first run of the contest.
Third RBI of the year for Castellanos. 1-0 Tigers. That is his 17th double. Now Upton will bat with 2 outs. Justin struck out swinging back in the second. Upton rebounded with a pretty good month of June. He had just 3 RBIs in May, and in June he knocked in 23. Ball high, 1-1. Now it's just a matter of finding more consistency for Upton. Well, you could tell in April and May was just battling it, I think, both physically and mentally.
He was hearing it from so many different people. There were so many people in his ear trying to get him out of the slump that he was in.
Swing and a miss.
And sometimes you just have to block everybody out and understand that you've done it before. You have to simplify it, see ball, hit ball. And I think once he started to do that, he started to have a whole lot more success.
And I'm sure some of the advice he was getting were from some fairly unqualified people too.
And it's no coincidence he also perked up after Maben joined the club. Those two played in San Diego together. They played in Atlanta together. They're really good friends. And Maben may have helped him out with something that Maben saw him doing while he was in San Diego and Atlanta.
Two balls, two strikes on Upton. Maben led it off with a single, stole a bag, and scored on the double by Castellanos.
That's a sweet chain that Maben got on tonight, isn't it?
Well, he's going so good.
Man, that thing is shining. 2-2 the count. That is pretty sweet. That's out of your collection, isn't it? I wish I did have something like that. A couple more of them, boy, he'd be just like Mr. T.
Yeah, it'll slow him down a little bit, though.
Starter kit.
Mr. T.
Mr. T starter. You've been Mr. T, right?
I remember Mr. T. Nobody wore more chains than Mr. T. Pitiful.
That was his trademark.
Here's the 2-2. And down to block it goes Conger, 3-2.
Conger's already been busy today. Yeah, Smiley has caused him to go down and block several pitches. Conger grew up in the Angels organization, didn't he?
He did. Was a first-round pick.
So you know he learned a lot from Mike Scioscia, especially how to call a game and how to block balls in the dirt. Scioscia was one of the best.
Now the 3-2. On the ground to the shortstop. Miller has it there, and that will end the inning. Tigers score first on the RBI double by Nick Castellanos. Thing is, we go to the bottom of the fourth. Michael Fulmer back to the hill, and since he met with Smiley back on May 21st, they've gone in opposite directions.
To say the least. Look at the ERA there of Fulmer. Under 1, and then you got Smiley. His is approaching 8.
Well, the Tigers have the lead now as the Rays come to the plate here in the fourth inning. Brad Miller leads it off. Bounced out to Cabrera in the first inning. He'll bounce to him again here in the fourth inning. This time 3 unassisted.
And it tells you that Fulmer pitched against these Tampa Bay Rays on the 21st, and he was outstanding at 11 strikeouts, and he got Longoria a couple times that day. Sliders and fastballs upstairs. He was legit. And then he also got him here tonight. The same way that he went after him. Good hard fastballs, good sliders, outstanding stuff. Longo could not hold up on that last one. And Longoria's going real good right now.
That he is. Longoria last night had 3 hits in the ballgame. He is on pace for 85 extra base hits this year. That would be a club record.
Dead pull hitter. Everything that he hits usually is to left field.
One ball, 1 strike on Longoria. Here's Fulmer's 1-0 pitch. In there, or 1-1 rather, now 1-2.
How about this pitch? 97 miles an hour out of the hand of Fulmer. Nice and easy, smooth delivery. He ain't messing around tonight, Mario.
Nope, rarely does. Back up the middle, Iggy coming to his left. Longoria is out 2 away.
Iglesias has only made 3 errors this year. He's been one of the best shortstops in baseball this year by that number.
I found it interesting, the question you asked Brad Ausmus today in our pregame meeting with the manager about Iglesias and the fact that he seems to be playing that position with a lot less flair and more consistency this year.
And I think he's earned the respect of his teammates as well. Just the fact that his work ethic and the way that he's coming to the ballpark ready to play every single day, unselfish baseball player. He's having a sensational year, and he really had a monster June swinging the bat.
Now Logan Morrison.
That changeup today has been unhittable, and he started to bring it out the second time through the batting order here against Tampa.
The only hit that Fulmer has allowed in this game was a comebacker right back past the mound.
Yeah, he should have made that play.
Yeah, and it crawled into center field. Otherwise, they would not have a hit right now.
Back-to-back changeups.
There's the shift they play defensively. Here's the 0-2.
McCann called for that changeup 3 consecutive pitches.
Another one.
He did.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
And he got him swinging. 6 strikeouts for Fulmer. He is on point tonight.
With a capital P.
Law firm, official legal services sponsor of Fox Sports Detroit. Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. And by Chevrolet, more than you expect for less than you imagine. Another warm, humid afternoon here in Florida. We're in St. Petersburg tonight, the Tigers and the Rays, and it's 1-0 in favor of the Tigers. Here's Mike Aviles to lead it off against Drew Smyly. Ball one outside. It's Aviles, McCann, and Iglesias. RBI double by Castellanos in the fourth gave the Tigers the lead. Chopper to the shortstop. Miller's been busy tonight. Bad throw. Safe at first base. E6. Pretty routine play.
Yes, it was. Took way too much time, and then once he threw it, he elevated it, and Morrison had to come off the bag and couldn't recover, could not apply the tag.
Leadoff man on. That'll bring up McCann. Strikeout in the third for McCann. Swing and a miss. Smyly now has given up a couple of hits and an error behind him. He's also walked a batter. Swing and a miss again. No balls, 2 strikes on McCann. Here's the 0-2. Runner goes. Ball high. No throw by Conger. Couldn't get it out of the glove. Tigers going to take every chance they can to run on Conger.
Not a bad throw. I mean, not a bad ball to throw, but just a poor exchange by Conger. Probably trying to rush, knowing that he's had no success at throwing out base stealers.
1-2 on McCann. Swing and a miss. They will throw down to first to complete the strikeout. It is 7 of them now for Drew Smyly.
Number 1,
Here's Iglesias. You know, the odd thing about Smyly is he averages about 10 strikeouts per 9 innings and only 2 walks per 9 innings. And usually when you have a pitcher with those kinds of numbers, it doesn't equal the ERA that he has.
No, it doesn't. But you brought it up earlier. He's given up 19 home runs this year, so he's given up runs in bunches when he does give them up.
Smyly 3 short of 10 strikeouts tonight. Iglesias grounded out his first time up.
Iglesias had a monster June. He was outstanding. Lots of doubles. Batting average was way over 300. And we've already talked about how well he's been playing defensively.
Jose had 10 extra base hits in the month of June. Conger again. He's been busy tonight blocking balls. So while they have stolen 2 bases against him, he's done a good job on the balls in the dirt. Inside, 2-1. The other thing about Iglesias is that he doesn't strike out a whole lot. The 4th toughest guy to strike out in the American League. And his on-base percentage in June was over 400.
Huge hole right here as well with the hand-eye coordination that he has had the month of June. He could very easily shoot that hole with his short, quick, compact swing. They're playing him to pull in the infield.
Here's the 2-1. 3-1 on Iglesias. Here you go, 333 in the month of June.
On base percentage over 400. That's an important stat. Kept the line moving, turning it over to Maben, turning it over to Kinsler. The top of the batting order. It's like having another leadoff guy.
3-2.
You're right, Mario. He took that fastball right down the middle. He's not afraid to hit with 2 strikes.
Nope. There have only been a couple of guys in the American League that have struck out fewer times per at bat than Mr. Iglesias. So we'll be swinging here with a count 3-2, or hitting at least 2 strikes in the count. Let's see what Smiley has, and it's in the air. Shallow right field, sliding try. Arcia can't get it. And Aviles will go to third and stop there. Bloop hit for Jose Iglesias.
Second baseman, Kinsler.
It's a great effort there by Arcia, but not able to make the play. Aviles actually read this correctly. Look at him. He took off right away, got a pretty good jump. But then he started to retreat to go back to the bag because he thought maybe it was going to get caught. And so he's only able to move up 90 feet.
Only 1 out for Ian Kinsler. Has not had success yet tonight against Smiley. A couple of strikeouts.
Another huge hole on the right side of the infield with Morrison holding on Iglesias.
He laid off 1-0.
Here's what I was talking about. Aviles initially got a really good read and took off. He thought that ball was going to drop. And then he thought better of it and got back to the bag. And once it dropped in, he could only get to third base. Aviles getting a lot of playing time these days. He has now started in 10 of the Tigers' last 11 games.
He certainly has taken advantage of his versatility with an injury to an outfielder, that being J.D. Martinez. He has seen a lot of reps in right field.
I was asking him how his body felt, because usually if you go from spring training up until 10 days ago and you're playing once a week and then you play 10 days in a row, you're going to have a lot of soreness. But he said he doesn't have a lot of soreness because he became accustomed to the role that he's playing now in Cleveland the last couple of years. A role player.
Kinsler fouls it away. 1-1 the count.
Mike said you really have to take care of your body. You have to eat right. You have to make sure you stay strong, which is what all these guys have to do, especially when the calendar rolls into July, when you start to play in some really hot weather.
Here's the 1-1. High fly ball into right field. Let's see, Arcia measuring it, comes running in, catch is made. He'll gun it to the plate, and holding it third is Aviles. What a throw by Arcia.
It's a good thing that Aviles did not run, because Arcia has an outstanding arm, and look at him staring down Aviles.
Iglesias moved up to second, but this is a pretty good throw.
It's a nice job by Iglesias. He read the throw, but this was right on the money. Aviles would have been a dead duck. Ooh.
Initially, it looked deep enough to score the run, but then Arcia measured it nicely and got a little momentum behind it.
It's one of the things that I remember about Arcia when he was playing for the Minnesota Twins. He has always had a really good throwing arm.
Here's Cameron Maybin now. Runners at second and third, 2 outs. See if Maybin could get it done again.
He's had a lot of success in this particular situation. Batting average nearly .450 with runners in scoring position.
Smiley up to 83 pitches. He'll step off now against Maybin. Single, steal, and a run scored in the fourth for Cameron. Flared in the air toward right field, coming toward foul ground. Arcia can't handle it.
He didn't really even need to leave his feet to catch that ball.
Well, that's the other thing we remember about Arcia in Minnesota. It can be an adventure sometimes.
No question about that. I mean, he simply just overran it. Whoa. And he had his glove in front of his face, which meant he couldn't even see the ball. Take a look at the glove here. Slow it down. Glove right in his face.
I thought he made contact with that ball, but never even touched it. So new life now for Maybin. We'll see if he can take advantage. Conger another block. Conger is scoring big in the block category tonight.
Been busy. His body's going to be sore after this one. Going to have to go sit in that ice bucket, that ice pool they got down in the clubhouse.
Ooh, that one bounced well in front of the plate. 2-2. Ball should have been caught by Arcia on foul ground. We'll see if Maybin now can make him pay for that mistake. Smiley, deep breath. Bouncing ball up the middle and into center field, a base hit. 2 more runs will score. Cameron Maybin remains red hot, and it's 3-0 Tigers.
He'll be eating. He'll be putting those goggles on too. Cam Maybin just kind of takes what you give him. It's a fastball at 91 upstairs, but look at him pull his hands up top and get on top of it. And once it gets on the artificial surface, it just scoots through the infield.
Well, what a costly miss by Arcia. The Tigers take advantage, and Maybin has 2 more hits. Here's Cabrera. Miguel with a strikeout and a walk.
Cameron Maybin now has 7 RBI in his last 3 games.
Broken bat and caught in short center by Forsythe. Inning over, but Maybin takes advantage with a 2-run single. Tigers baseball tonight presented by Bell Tire. It is now 3-0 in favor of Detroit as Michael Fulmer goes back to the mound. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It'll be Brandon Guyer to lead things off, and the first one is fouled back. 0-1. Guyer, then Dickerson, and then Franklin. Guyer, one of 6 strikeouts in this game for Michael Fulmer. Here's the 0-1 pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I was asking Rich Doobie before the game today how long they would allow Fulmer to stay out there. He said there's really no restrictions on him. They're not going to do anything any differently than they've done really all year. If he's pitching well, he'll probably get to about 100 pitches. And if he's not, obviously they would go get him.
Well, right now he is at 53 and we're in the 5th.
He's looking really good, and in a start where you really didn't expect him to be the guy that rested the bullpen, he's doing just that here so far tonight.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss.
He's throwing that changeup to the right-handed batters and the left-handers, the real good slider, and the power fastball to go along with it. His stuff today is exceptional. Look at the fade on the changeup. There it is, and then it's gone.
Eight straight retired by the right-hander Fulmer, who now has 7 strikeouts. He had 11 against these guys back in May. Little chopper right in front of the plate. McCann handles it. Quick throws in time.
Nice stretch by Miguel. Nice communication as well between Fulmer and also McCann. McCann called him off. McCann grabbed it. He didn't get a good handle initially, but once he found the handle, he really had to fire seed to Miguel, and Miguel had to stretch out and to make sure they got the out.
Here's Nick Franklin. Franklin struck out in the 2nd. Tigers 3 runs, 4 hits. Rays no runs, 1 hit. Again, Fulmer's only hit allowed was a single back in the 2nd. Fulmer finished up June with an ERA of 0.61.
Is that good?
That's good. Swing and a miss. Man,
I see you, Michael Fulmer.
they can't touch him tonight. MC Hammer would be proud. 8 strikeouts for the right-hander Fulmer. Tampa Bay with one hit. Michael Fulmer, as we look at the Tigers rotation heading to the All-Star break, pitching tonight, of course. And then when the Tigers try and decide what to do heading to the break, they're certainly going to be careful with his innings.
Well, he's going to pitch today, and then he's scheduled to pitch on Wednesday in Cleveland. And then he will not pitch again up until the All-Star break, and then he will not get the ball for the Tigers until 5 days after the break. So he's going to get about 10 days off after he pitches on Wednesday in Cleveland.
Well, he's been the typical Michael Fulmer here again tonight, as he just commanded the strike zone. 8 strikeouts, and the Rays offense has looked pretty feeble tonight. Just the one single by Dickerson.
You know, I was talking to Rich Doobie yesterday, the Tigers pitching coach, and I was asking him, you know, early in his pitching coach days, how much did they rely on talk about pitch counts? He said they very seldom talked about it. He took me back to 2008 when Cole Hamels was a very young pitcher. He said they don't win the World Series in Philadelphia if they would have slowed Hamels down, because Hamels, I think he was the MVP in the World Series.
He was.
So I think it's different for different players. I mean, there's some guys obviously you have to watch very closely, but then there's some guys like a Verlander who threw 200 innings in his rookie year.
There's a strike called on Martinez.
As Brad said, what, yesterday, there's no, you know, direct science to what you do with the young pitchers, but you just have to pay attention. You really do.
Smiley ready with the 3-1. Belted but fouled down the left field line.
When Smiley was a rookie, when he finally was inserted into the Tigers rotation, the Tigers had to watch his innings that year.
Well, I think most clubs would be on board with that. You know, that's just the way baseball has trended now.
I was talking to Dick Egan. He's like the pitching guru in the Tigers, you know, minor leagues. He worked for Dave, now he works for Al. He watches all the pitchers. He looks at all the pitching prospects that they go out and they want to acquire.
Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss, and he comes back to strike him out.
And he was the main one that was talking about how there's a big difference between, you know, some pitchers. Everybody's body's not the same.
Well, and that gets back to what we're talking about Fulmer. I mean, he's a big kid, he's a solid kid, and obviously comes down to the arm more than anything else. But, you know, he's not a slight build. He's not a guy like a Tim Lincecum that had a very slight build and, of course, ran into arm problems.
Right.
And he is a bulldog out there. Here's Castellanos. Double and a ground out. Ball 1 to Nick.
Talked to Alavila at length yesterday, and he was just talking about how important it is for, at some point in time, for Pelfrey and also Anibal Sanchez to really start to pitch a whole lot better, to take some of the stress off of the bullpen. The bullpen has logged a lot of innings lately.
One ball, one strike. That has been a truism really along the course of baseball. Really, when you talk about guys only going 5 or 6 innings on a nightly basis, that will catch up to a bullpen. I don't care how deep they are, how talented they are. You need it, and I think that's why Cleveland has had some success here, because their starters are going pretty deep. Just swinging a foul, just got a piece of it.
Yeah, on the 14-game winning streak that the Cleveland Indians are on, their starters' earned run average is under 1. Combined under 1.
1 and 2 on Castellanos.
Under 2, excuse me.
Smiley now with the 1-2. Once again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Smiley played his college ball at Arkansas and was a teammate of Logan Forsythe, the second baseman for the Rays. They're teammates again, and he was also roommates with Dallas Keuchel at Arkansas. Now Smiley will step off. Tigers catcher James McCann also went to Arkansas. A lot of Razorbacks in the house tonight. Missed it high, 3-2. RBI double in the fourth for Castellanos, extending his hitting streak to 6 consecutive games. And he missed high. That's ball 4. 1 on, 1 out. We check in now with Trevor Thompson.
Mario is Justin up the steps to the plate. It's interesting to note his career numbers in the home run department. 198, the same career number of home runs as Ian Kinsler. And Ian admitted to me before the game, these guys have a top secret bet in place. The wager, he wouldn't tell me exactly what it is, but he did admit there is a bet in place for the first one that gets there. But he also told me they're both hoping to get it in the same game. That is something that they've talked about. Regardless of who gets there first, Ian told me the other guy will be the first guy on the top steps, welcoming home, congratulating on such a career milestone. Back to you.
Pretty cool, Trev. And the bouncer goes back up the middle into center field. Castellanos takes the turn. He will hold up at second base.
Yeah, 200 is a lot of home runs. It's a nice round number.
It'll bring up Mike Aviles. Aviles reaching on an error in the 5th inning. He then stole a base and scored a run.
And Drew Smiley already is over 100 pitches thrown in the game. He's thrown 101.
Tigers looking to add to their 3-0 lead. We're on the top of the 6th.
And if you're Kevin Cash, really the last thing you want to do is go to your bullpen. Last couple of weeks, that bullpen has been getting destroyed.
This looks like a 6-4-3, and it is. So they got the double play there in the nick of time. No runs, walked, single, 1 man left.
Well, Michael Fulmer has simply been on point all night long. Lots of first pitch strikes, fastball in the mid to upper 90s, the changeup with nice deception. He's thrown a lot of sliders. This guy, man, has been outstanding. The Rays have been able to do nothing with Michael Fulmer.
Oswaldo Arcia will lead it off as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Fulmer has 8 strikeouts. He's retired 10 consecutive batters.
He punched him out 11 times the last time he saw them back in the middle of May.
2-0 on Arcia.
If Michael Fulmer decides to throw Arcia a fastball right here, Arcia will not get cheated. He just won't.
Threw him a fastball, but it was unhittable inside. 3-0.
Hasn't had many 3-ball counts today. Hadn't walked a batter either. In jeopardy of walking his first.
And it Comes over the heart of the plate at 95 miles an hour, 3-1. Conger and then Forsythe to follow. Swing and a miss. Arcia line to left field, his first at bat.
They're going to go change up here.
And he missed with it high. Leadoff man on here in the 6th inning. Time for a game break now with Mickey York.
Number 24, Hank Tucker.
All right, Mick. Here, Fulmer has been in command so far. He has just walked the leadoff man in the 6th inning. Now Hank Conger will step in. Conger popped up at his first at bat. Ball high.
I don't know if I like the 3-2 change that he threw there to Arcia. He had just thrown 2 fastballs right by him. Yes, if you execute the pitch, you could probably get a strikeout, but I probably would have went with a fastball there.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. And to get back out of play, 1 ball and 1 strike. Conger snapped an 0 for 12 last night with an RBI hit. And he's still only 1 for his last 14 at bats. Fastball again, and now Fulmer not as pinpoint with his control here in the 6th inning.
Well, I'd like to see him make a pitch here. Breaking ball, maybe a changeup. Try to speed the bat up of Conger. Try to get the ground ball, not necessarily the strikeout, but see if you can get him to put the ball in play on the ground to get a double play to help you get out of the inning.
Snap throw back to the bag, not in time.
Good pitch. He did throw the slider, but he left it up. But he did get it called a strike by home plate umpire Scott Berry.
Two and two on Hank Conger. We're going off speed on 2-2. Swing and a miss. Nicely located. Conger goes down swinging.
His 9th strikeout. This one would be on a changeup. And here is our high-speed pitch, and it is brought to you by Xfinity. And Michael Fulmer, 97 miles an hour with his top fastball, but he's been in the mid-90s range all night long.
Logan Forsythe. Ball 1 to Forsythe. He's 0 for 2. He's had no luck. He has fanned twice in this game.
And Fulmer has thrown 71 total pitches, in 38 of the 71, 95 or above fastballs. More than half the pitches thrown.
Fulmer threw 74 before leaving his last start, and he admittedly was a little bit dizzy, a little lightheaded on the mound. He took him out in the 5th inning. He has gone over 100 pitches just 4 times this year. You know, they always, Rod, talk about controlling a guy's innings, but it seems to me the pitch count would be just as important as well.
Absolutely.
And how many stressful innings a guy might have. Fulmer had to have too many of those this year. Here's the 1-1. Hammered out of play. 1-2 the count. He's losing nothing off his fastball here in the 6th. That last one at 96 miles an hour.
Yeah, he was throwing 96 in the 1st, and he's been able to maintain that velocity. And threw 73 pitches.
Action in the Rays bullpen. Danny Farquhar warming up. Here's the 1-2. Bouncing ball toward third base on the charge. Castellanos. His throw to first is in time. Runner will advance with 2 outs.
It's nice play by Castellanos, charging, gloving, exchanging to the throwing hand and flipping off balance off the right foot accurately.
Nick, a great example of what off-season work can do for improving a specific part of your game, namely the defense, and namely that ball that he just played. When you got to make a running scoop, throw off balance.
He looks a lot more confident playing third base these days, and it's almost getting to the point where Brad might have a difficult time of taking him out of games, especially the way he's swinging the bat.
Yeah, I think we're getting there. Romine has typically spelled him at third late in games with a lead. Ground ball back up the middle, backhanded by Kinsler. In time for the out.
Pick it in.
The side retired. No runs. They get a walk, and they leave a man. 6 in the books. Nice play by Ian Kinsler. Three 3-0 here as we go to the top of the 7th inning at Tropicana Field. Game 2 in this series. Tigers trying to win their 4th consecutive game and keep pace with those Indians who won again today. Their 14th straight win.
McCann came in with real good numbers against Drew Smiley, 4 for 5, which is an .800 batting average with a couple of home runs. But Smiley has had his number today. He has struck him out twice.
Smiley got a double play ball to get out of trouble in the 6th. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A couple of Razorbacks going at each other here. Smiley and McCann, both attending Arkansas. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And the outer edge, 2-1. Smiley with 8 strikeouts and 2 walks in this game. In the air to shallow center field, and it's going to drop. Loop single for McCann. Leadoff man on. Only the 5th hit allowed by Smiley. Here's Iglesias. Single ground out, run scored for Iglesias. They've had activity in their bullpen. They still do. Smiley now has reached 106 in the pitch count. Bender drops in for a strike. .112 is the most that Smiley has thrown in any start this year. Bunted toward third base. Longoria. They'll get Iglesias. The runner will advance. Anything drop down these days is a sacrifice bunt.
Anything, even though when it's clearly the guy's bunting for a base hit.
That'll bring up Kinsler. Ian in the ball game tonight is 0 for 3. Flied out to right field his last time up. Fulmer has allowed just 1 hit in this game, and his offense has provided him with 3 runs. Michael gave up a single in the second, and that was it. Had a string of 10 straight, retired at one point. That's drilled to center field. Pretty good but playable. Geyer makes the play. Runner tags, and he'll move up.
Here is the Magic Moonshot presented by Magic Window. We told you that Smiley's given up 19 homers this year. Well, a couple of Tigers got him on May 21st. That would be Cameron Maybin with his home run that he's hit this year, and then James McCann. Second time he's connected against Smiley into the bullpen of the Tampa Bay Rays that afternoon.
Well, on May the 21st, Smiley went 6 1/3, allowing 7 hits, 3 runs. Numbers pretty even. This start and his last start against the Tigers.
His issue is he's running to Mr. Fulmer twice.
And that's bad for your health.
Absolutely.
0-1 on Maybin, who singled in 2 back in the 5th.
Another multi-hit game for Cameron Maybin. Hitting .365 since he's been playing 38 games.
I thought Maybin had some interesting comments last night in the post-game interview with Trevor Thompson after that stunning comeback win. Cameron just says, look, I just go up there trying to hit the ball the other way. And I think there's a correlation between that and him hitting .360 on the year.
He also chokes up. He's got a really nice, short, quick, compact swing.
Maybin now with 22 RBIs. Trying to get McCann home from third with 2 outs. 3-0 the Tigers, trying to make it 4-0 here in the 7th.
Cameron also said he learned a lot when he was in San Diego. He said that the late great Tony Gwynn challenged him one day and was asking him, what kind of hitter do you want to be? And Maybin said he had to think about it. At that time, Maybin was still trying to hit for power, and Tony Gwynn did not feel like that was his strength. So he shortened his swing, and here we get Maybin into doing what he's able to do today, and that's the track pitches to see pitches. He's choked up. He's driving the ball the other way. And he also said that his hitting instructor in Atlanta, Kevin Seitzer, really helped him as well. But the late great Tony Gwynn said, what kind of hitter are you going to be, young man?
Well, this is the guy that certainly fits in nicely into this Tigers offense. 3-2 bounce again, ball 4.
That's probably it for Drew.
First and third now with 2 outs. And you got Cabrera coming up. They're going to let him face Cabrera. 115 in.
I guess he's fooled by the numbers that Miguel has posted this year against left-handed pitching. You know they do go by a lot of numbers down there in that Rays dugout.
Yes, they do.
In case you haven't noticed.
So Smiley will stay in the game here to face Cabrera. He has gotten Miggy twice. Strikeout pop-up. He's also walked him.
Still got Miggy doing something special today.
Well, that's going on. There's a ball low, 1-0.
I mean, it is. I mean, considering the dude's hitting 170 against lefties.
True. He's also Miguel Cabrera.
That much is true, too.
Danny Farquhar had been warming up. He is good to go if needed.
Farquhar probably happy he didn't call down there for him.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Little pop-up foul back out of play. That was pitch number 117. Smiley going where he hasn't gone yet this year. This is his highest pitch total for any start. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Three walks in the game, 8 strikeouts for Smiley. Trying to get Cabrera here with 2 outs. In on his hands, and he fouled it back. Cabrera had the 2 home runs against the Marlins. Had a pretty good homestand in terms of power. With his home runs against the Marlins, he's homer now in all or against all 30 major league teams. Low, ball 2. Inning started with a single by McCann, moved to second on the bunt by Iglesias. 1 out later, a walk to Maben. That'll get away from Conger and score a run. McCann comes in, Maben goes to second, and it's 4-0 Tigers.
Hank Conger has been blocking balls in the dirt all night long, literally all night long. But on this particular breaking ball, not able to shift the body, to get over in front of it, to smother it, to keep it in front of his body. He also went at that one the wrong way. That's not the way you're taught to block the baseball. You're taught to turn the glove the other way and scoot your body in front of it.
And he missed high, and that's going to be ball 4 to Miguel Cabrera. Back-to-back walks. That's going to be it for Drew Smiley. Smiley had 122 pitches in this game. That's a career high. And he will depart. It's a wall side windows pitching change. Danny Farquhar coming in for the Rays. We'll be back.
Burbank game summary. Cameron Maben with a base hit. Then he steals second base, and he comes home on the 2-out knock by Nick Castellanos. That was in the 4th inning. And then there's that man again. That would be Maben, the 5th inning. Runners on 2nd and 3rd, climbs the ladder to get a high fastball from Smiley and drives it in, drives in 2 more runs. And it's the 4th of July, and yes, Cameron Maben is eating.
Danny Farquhar is on now for the Rays.
You always get some good food on the 4th of July weekend, right?
Yeah, you do.
And he's putting his goggles on, so he's ready to go swimming, too.
He's got the holiday covered.
He's got it covered.
There's a foul tip by Victor Martinez. What was your favorite 4th of July food? Picnicking. Were you
Ribs.
dogs guy? Ribs,
ribs,
huh?
man.
Yeah.
Ribs. It's always a fun time growing up, man, because the family always got together. We go to the beach and have a nice picnic. Ribs, #1, but I go for a nice hot dog, burger, any of that kind of stuff.
No shrimp? Shrimp on the rivalry?
We might have to find us some ribs on Monday somewhere. It's the 4th of July.
That's right. We'll get her done.
Heard that one guy, Paul Simon's got a new rib restaurant here in Cleveland. Michael Simon. Michael Simon. New rib place. I'm serious. I heard that.
Michael Simon, really?
Yeah, I mean, he's a big time. I mean, he's got some nice restaurants in Cleveland.
Oh, you know what it is? It's Mabel's.
You've been there?
Been there, yes.
Oh, it's new though, isn't it?
I didn't know that was Michael Simon's joint.
Yeah.
There's a ball up high, 2-1.
He's got about 2 or 3 restaurants in Cleveland.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Martinez is 0 for 3. Fly out, ground out, strikeout.
Might be some Tigers fans coming down there that day. Maybe they bring us some couple bones.
A couple bones. Yeah, there's got to be a lot of fans down there. Make that part of your holiday weekend. Big series. Meanwhile, 3-1 on Victor.
That restaurant Roast in Detroit also is a Michael Simon restaurant.
It is.
And they've got great food.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 3-2 on Victor.
And Victor didn't get cheated on that 93-mile-per-hour fastball there.
Castellanos on deck.
Victor very easily could beat the shift that's being employed upon him right now. They've got 3 guys on the right side of the infield, just 1 on the left. And with a runner in scoring position, if Farquhar leaves something outside, Victor will simply hit something the opposite way to drive in Maben. But he tried it.
It sure did. And he flared it back out of play down the third base line.
A guy that hits 300 from both sides of the plate, I really don't know why you overshift on him all the time. But look at the pitch. It's off the plate, and Victor simply tried to hit that ball the other way.
Full count, 3-2. Runners will be on the move again. Swinging a high drive into right field down the line. That ball is hooking, and it is gone. A home run.
Oh, I hate that thing hit that catwalk, because I wanted to see how far it was going to go.
Victor Martinez with a bomb to right field, and who knows where it would have landed. 7-0 Tigers. And he crushed that.
There has been 25 runs scored in this series in the first 2 games, and this is the first home run. Man, did he turn on that thing. Talk about lifting and separating. Oh my goodness, off the catwalk. I wanted to see how far it was going to go.
Doink. It was halted right there. Might have hit that back wall.
I think so.
Martinez hits his 15th. And the Tigers have busted this one open 7-0. Two of those runs charged to Smiley. Farquhar gets the 3rd run on that homer. 1-1 on Castellanos. Look at Victor.
I see you, Victor. His muscles.
He just crushed that thing. That is the C ring up there. Martinez not even breathing hard. That'll miss inside. That is the 9th fair ball to hit a catwalk here this year. And of course, when you come to Tropicana Field, that certainly becomes part of the playing surface here and something you have to look out for. Castellanos fouls it back. 2-2 the count on Nick. Tigers tacking on some runs. They got 1 in the 4th. They got 2 in the 5th. And now they've scored 4 here. Ooh, banged it off his foot.
That two-seam fastball to 86 was chasing Nick inside. He tried to hold up on it, but he really couldn't. And then when he made contact with it, right off the leg. Had he not made contact with it, it might have hit him.
So now 6 runs charged to Smiley, 4 of them earned. His line is complete. And his struggle of a season continues despite his high strikeout total today. He fanned a total of 8. Inside, almost hit him as Castellanos spins out of the way. Full count now, 3-2 on Nick. His double drove in a run back in the 4th. That came off Smiley. In the air to shallow center, out of the reach of the second baseman Forsythe.
Nicholas just swinging that magic wand right now. Every time he puts it in play, he's got a chance getting himself a knock.
That'll bring up Justin Upton. And Jay up in the ball game with a single and 3 at bats. Tigers now have 8 hits. Farquhar at one time was a setup man for Fernando Rodney in Seattle just a couple of years ago. He's also saved some games for Seattle. He came on in the 9th inning last time. Was the only guy that could get some outs. Here's the 0-1. Here it is. Hit it. Threw it by him. 0-2. A 4-run 7th for the Tigers has made this one much more comfortable than it was. See if this one stays in play. Looks like it's headed back to the seats, and it is about 3 rows back. Upton fouls off another to stay alive. Farquhar replaces Smiley here in the 7th. Smiley had a couple of walks back to back and could not get through the inning. Farquhar comes in, gives up the 3-run homer to Victor. Way inside, 1-2. Aviles waiting on deck. Meanwhile, Fulmer trying to keep loose. 2-2 on Upton. Fulmer has been the story here tonight aside from the Tigers offense. 9 strikeouts, 1 walk.
It's been a lengthy sit down for him. over there stretching. They'll watch him very closely when he goes back out for the 7th.
Fulmer has given up just 1 hit in this game, and that was way back in the 2nd.
It's really fascinating how dominant Fulmer has been, man. In his last 8 starts, he's not given up more than 1 run in any of those starts. I mean, that is just mind-boggling to me, Mario. Last 8 starts.
The foul. This one again will head back out of play. Well, it's been intriguing to watch, there's no doubt, and I know last year at the trading deadline a lot of Tigers fans were a little bit upset. The Tigers were a few games out of a wild card position, but they made the decision to try and get some young talent to the organization, and here's one of the returning pieces.
They made the right decision to sell at the trade deadline last year.
Little pop up back to second. This one might drop, but it's caught by Forsythe on the run. The inning is over. Big inning for the Tigers. They score 4-3 on this one by V-Mars. Coming up, the Consumers Energy 7th inning stretch. On Sunday, July 17th at 1:10 p.m. It's Sunday Kids Day, and all kids 14 and under receive a free Jose Iglesias bobblehead. For tickets, visit Tigers.com or call 866-66-TIGER. Here's Fulmer back to work now. The Tigers have busted this one open 7-0.
Have you collected all the bobbleheads for the most part, the ones that you could get?
Yeah, I got a lot of them.
Got a lot of them?
Yeah. I have a few of them in my office. How about you?
I've got quite a few.
Longoria sends this one in the air to right center. Maben, 1 out.
The first baseman, Logan.
Here's our bell tire pitch by pitch. Take a look at this at-bat sequence that Fulmer went after Morrison last time he was up. 4 straight changeups. This was awfully impressive. I don't think I've seen Fulmer throw 4 straight changeups to any batter since he's been in the big leagues, but he did it to Morrison last time Morrison was up, and he punched him out.
He is up there again. He is 0 for 2. They're playing a shift on the right side. He fouls it back out of play.
And Morrison up there swinging at that first pitch fastball that time.
Again, the fastball from Fulmer at 96, so he has not lost anything off his velocity.
And his pitch count is in exceptional shape. He's only thrown 78 pitches.
Flared out of play again, 0-2. And that may be the most important stat right there because it has kept the bullpen quiet tonight.
Bullpen needed a rest. Even though they've been pitching well the last 2 weeks, they have been used a lot.
Here is the 0-2. Breaking ball dives low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Geyer will be next. It is 7-0 Tigers here in the 7th.
Fulmer has been in total control here tonight. Here comes that changeup again. Overthrew that one. That was a little bit too hard. I hope Daniel Norris is watching, because once Daniel Norris learns how to do this, Mario, his life's going to be a whole lot easier in the big leagues too. This is all Daniel needs, is that good changeup.
Well, life has gotten a whole lot easier for Fulmer in the big leagues after that changeup became more of his arsenal, and it's been a good one. It's given him that third pitch, which is what all pitching coaches talk about. Getting that third pitch will take you to the next level.
Daniel also told me, I was sitting to him next watching a baseball game yesterday, the College World Series. We were sitting on the bench, and he said he actually threw his changeup in his last start quite a bit. He plans on using it more.
Hammered towards center field. That'll get down. Base hit.
That's the only ball that's been hit hard tonight against Fulmer.
Morrison has just the second Rays hit of the night.
It's a sweeping breaking ball that didn't have a whole lot of tilt. It was more east to west in the strike zone. Didn't have any depth at all. And a nice swing by Morrison.
It'll bring up Brandon Geyer. Geyer swings and misses. A couple of strikeouts for Geyer. It has not been a very good night for him against Fulmer. That is popped up. Shallow right field. Kinsler back. Aviles in. And Aviles makes the play. 2 outs. The Fox Sports Detroit's University Days rolls right along this summer with Central Michigan University at Comerica Park on July 15th. Buy a special ticket package to the Tigers-Royals game. Get a Tigers baseball camp in Central Michigan colors. To buy tickets or to get more information, visit tigers.com/special events.
It's been a while since the Tigers have had one of their starting pitchers pitch into the 7th inning. And you have to go back to that second game against the Seattle Mariners 10 days ago at Comerica Park. A welcome sight here, and the guy that the innings are going to watch is the guy that's doing it.
Right, which is kind of ironic. But for the Tigers, they'll certainly take it. Here's a strike at 96 to Corey Dickerson. So far tonight, it's been a 2-hitter for Michael Fulmer. Swing and a miss.
Here it is. Hit it. 95 right down the middle.
Fulmer at one point retired 10 straight. A couple of bookend singles for the Tampa Bay Rays. One in the 2nd, one here in the 7th. Now the 0-2. Lifted toward left, slicing. Upton charging hard. Will not be able to get there.
Got to be careful anytime you run down the left field line and the right field line. The mounds come into play here at Tropicana Stadium. And last thing you want to do is run up on with that mound and trip.
Danny Evelyn warming up in the bullpen now for the Rays. Oh, 2 on Dickerson. Just got a piece staying alive. Franklin would be next. RBIs tonight, 2 for Maben, 3 for Martinez on the home run, and 1 for Castellanos. Tigers trying to get to 4 over the 500 mark. Will they win here tonight? Dickerson has that little piece of rubber wrapped around his thumb.
Right.
What's that for?
Well, some guys use it because they might have a bone bruise, but some guys use it to make sure you keep the bat out of getting too deep into the palm of your hand. You want to keep the bat out in your fingertips, and that little device there helps you to keep the bat out into the fingertips. See how it's in his fingertips? It allows you to whip the bat through the strike zone a little bit quicker.
And again the 0-2. Fastball high and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fulmer trying to finish off the 7th inning here. Last time the Tigers were 4 over the 500 mark was May 1st. Quite a while ago. They can get there tonight. Swing and a miss. Man, he dusted him in 96. Fulmer with 10 strikeouts in the ballgame tonight. Absolutely dominant. Tigers baseball this evening presented by Bell Tire. Nothing as we go to the 8th inning here at Tropicana Field, and the Rays go back to the bullpen. It's the Wallside Windows pitching change. Dana Evelyn checks in.
Evelyn, situational left-hander. You can see that he's been in 22 games, but he's only logged 17 2/3. For the most part, when he gets used, it's to come in to get a left-hander out.
So the veteran Evelyn getting set to face the bottom of the Tigers lineup tonight. It'll be Aviles, McCann, and Iglesias here in the 8th. Mike go for 3 tonight. Did reach out on air, stole a base, and scored a run. He'll look at a strike 0-1. This is the 11th year in the big leagues for Evelyn. Been in both leagues, National and American. Sliced and caught at first base by Logan Morrison.
He robbed Aviles of a double. And Morrison playing well off the line at first base, and 2 steps and a jump mini leap, and to keep that ball from heading down into the right field corner.
Now McCann. Singled, scored a run on his last at bat. Strike 1 on James. Evelyn broke into the big leagues in 05 with Milwaukee. Was a starter with the Oakland A's a couple of years after that. One ball, one strike. The big inning tonight for the Tigers, the 4-run 7th. Well, there was a time, Rod, where you come into this ballpark and you knew you were going to face some guys that could really pitch. I think the Rays made their mark the past couple of years based on their pitching staff, but it's taken an about face this year.
Yeah, you would have to go through a really good starting pitcher.
Here's a base hit to center. Maybe more. Let's see. He's going to take the turn and hold. It is a single.
And then they would always have a really good bullpen too.
Well, follow Tigers baseball live with the MLB.com at Bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with Game Day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or tablet. Here is Iglesias. Ball 1 to Jose. Two and 0. Tigers tomorrow night will take a look at Blake Snell, who is one of their top pitching prospects. And then they have Archer in the final game on Sunday.
Man, Archer having a rough year.
It's kind of hard to believe the struggles that he has gone through this year with the arm that he has.
Really, you go back to the All-Star game of last year, he really hasn't pitched well in a calendar year, so he's really struggled. He almost started the All-Star game last year. And then he had a start in Kansas City right before the break, and a lot of people felt like he was auditioning for Ned Yost to start the game, and he gave up 7 runs in that game, and he's been poor ever since.
Here are the numbers this year: 4 and 11. ERA 4.76.
Still racking up a lot of strikeouts with that slider.
Ground ball, foul, third base side. Iglesias, a single, was credited with a sacrifice in his last at bat, trying to bunt his way on. And again, he fights one off and rolls it foul.
Evelyn's got that big sweeping breaking ball at about 80 miles an hour. He starts that thing off the plate outside, and it's got such a big break to it. It ends up on the inside corner.
Ground ball. This one stays fair, deep behind the bag. Longoria to second one. That's all they're going to get. Too much speed for Iglesias. He's aboard in the fielder's choice.
And Longoria backs up on this ball to get the best possible hop. He's got real nice feet at the shortstop position. As a matter of fact, he played some shortstop in college. At least he did for his first year. And then a guy by the name of Troy Tulowitzki came to the campus and he had to go to third base.
So those two guys are on the same side of the infield.
Same side of the infield. Long Beach State. The Dirtbags.
That's what they called them. That's not you editorializing, is it?
No. That's the name of their team.
That's what the it's a nickname that has been slapped on Long Beach State.
The Dirtbags.
That's pulled to Longoria, diving stop.
Ooh,
to second for the force.
He is out cold. I mean that literally. That boy can play some defense.
Longoria flashing the leather here in the 8th. Check this out. Michael Fulmer, Rodwell, what more can you expect from this young man? 2 hits in 7 innings with 10 punch-outs.
10 strikeouts in only 92 pitches. He was awfully efficient tonight. He was simply dominant. They could do nothing with Michael Fulmer in second consecutive start against Tampa.
So the Tigers also rolling up some offense to support him. Shane Green is out of the Tigers bullpen now. So Fulmer is done for the night.
And Greeny's been throwing the ball awfully well since coming back from the blister issue, which landed him in the bullpen. He was in the rotation at that time. Fastball 93 to 95 with movement. Nice breaking ball, nice cutter. Occasional changeup.
Fouled back out of play. This typically would have been a spot for Mark Lowe to pitch in the 8th inning, but Lowe has struggled and Green has pretty much taken over that spot.
And Brad is finding it very difficult these days to even find action for Lowe to try to get him back on track.
Got in on his hands, rolled toward Cabrera. Green covers just in time. 1 away. Hey, David Ortiz, Bryce Harper, Mike Trout, and all of baseball superstars come together for the primetime event that'll light up the summer. The Major League Baseball All-Star Game from San Diego, July 12th. It's only on Fox.
That is going to be one special night. 1, it's the All-Star Game, and 2, it's in San Diego.
Huh. I take it you like San Diego.
Oh, my goodness. It is one of the finest places in the country.
Here's Oswaldo Arcia. When did we play there? It was a couple of years ago, I think.
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago. We had a lot of fun there. Beginning of the season, we made that swing through Los Angeles, and then we went down to San Diego.
It was the beginning of the 2014 campaign.
Brad Ausmus's first year as a skipper.
Arcia pops it up foul. And that one hit a ring. And they're calling that a foul ball. That thing hit a ring and ricocheted back.
Iggy tried to catch it.
Tried to steal one. That catwalk was in foul territory. Whoa, Iglesias. Don't hurt your hamstrings.
I don't know if we could ever get footage of it, but they said when Omar Vizquel was playing here, he made one of the greatest plays a shortstop has ever made here. It was a ball hit into the outfield. It looked like it was going to leave. It hit one of those berms out there and bounced back into play, and he caught it.
Really?
Yeah, he remembers the play. I don't know. I don't
one
know
of the rings?
Yes, he hit one of those rings, and he caught it, and it's one of the finest plays people say they've seen in this ballpark.
That ball right into the shift, and Castellanos throws him out. That'll be a 5-3 ground out.
Yeah, Omar remembers the play.
Omar Vizquel, one of the greatest shortstops to play this game.
He's going to be a Hall of Famer.
No question.
He's going to manage the Venezuelan team next year for the World Baseball Classic. And he will not have any shortage of talent.
Oh. No, not at all. Here is Hank Conger. Off the mask of McCann. McCann just kind of shooed that away like a mosquito. That foul ball right off the mask, a direct hit. Conger 0 for 2, strikeout pop up. No balls, 2 strikes on the Rays catcher. Conger back under 200 now at 198.
I don't think there's that much emphasis placed on the batting average these days. There's so many other numbers that the analytics guys are looking at regarding your measuring your success for helping out a team. I don't think batting average is one of those.
For that position. Or you mean overall?
Overall.
Overall?
You see a lot of guys, man, still hitting 200, 210, 220 in July in the big leagues. It used to didn't be that way. If you're hitting 210 in July, you're in the minor leagues.
Yeah.
Unless you're a big-time veteran player.
That's a good point. 1-2. 2-2 now on Conger. Shane Green taking over for Fulmer, who went the first 7. There's Michael.
He was spectacular tonight. And for those of you that may have tuned in a little tardy, don't miss the replay. We get credit for ratings on the replay.
I don't know. We got to figure that out. I know we don't get extra pay. It's a 1-2-3 inning.
You don't get extra pay?
I don't. You might.
Oh, I won't tell them.
can.
Yeah, it's going to be impossible because the Tigers roll into there in a couple days, and Tigers going to take care of that if they still have a winning streak.
Tigers win here tonight. They're back to 7.5 out. In the meantime, here come the Tigers in the 9th. It'll be Cameron Maybin to lead it off.
Yeah, Maybin's the one that got it going again here tonight for the Tigers.
Eddie Romero is on now.
And Romero has 6 holds this year, 4.28 ERA. 95 with that last fastball. It's a good left-handed arm.
Another big night for Maybin. 2 more hits and RBI, a couple of runs scored. Here's the 1-1. Tigers have scored the last 15 runs in this series, 8 of them in the 9th inning last night for the win, and 7 more here tonight. Way outside. 3 balls, 1 strike on Maybin. Whistled off the glove of the shortstop Miller into left. Maybin has his 3rd hit of the game. Well, let's see. This little cutie had a Miguel Cabrera sign. What did he do here?
He went to go sign it. He shook her hand.
A little handshake. Look at that.
Look at Miggy shaking hands and taking photos.
This is great.
This is special.
This is what makes Cabrera so popular.
It really does. In-game photo.
Here's the ball hit to left field on the ground. A base hit. Maybin goes to second, and Cabrera has a single.
That's a couple of absolute bullets off of the bats of Maybin and Cabrera. Man, this guy, as Jim Leland says, he's got the best smile in baseball.
Taking pictures, getting base hits. Well, in a day's work for Miguel Cabrera. Now they're checking out the photo.
Oh, floppy cap. That was a giveaway just a couple days ago, wasn't it?
That's made his way down here to Florida.
Yeah, it did.
Martinez sends a ground ball to third, a foul ball.
Are his hands that sweet at third base or what? He has fun down at third base. You got some great third basemen in baseball these days, man. We're talking about that a little earlier today. We always give a lot of love to the shortstops, but there's still some real good third basemen in baseball.
Longoria's on that list to be sure.
No doubt. Arenado, Colorado, Machado, Baltimore. And Kid Bryant as well. Chicago.
Last year's MVP.
Can't forget about Adrian Beltre.
Donaldson on that list. There's the high line into left field. That ball is to the track. Hits to the wall and gone.
He done homered from both sides of the dish again.
Victor Martinez with his second 3-run shot of the night. What an evening for Victor.
He already loves hitting in this ballpark anyway.
That is a 6 RBI night.
We said it last night at the time the Tigers had that miraculous comeback. It might just be the comeback that loosens them up and allows them to go out and play the way they're capable of playing.
We'll see if Victor flexes again.
A lot of Tigers fans here too.
A multi-homer game again for V-Mart. Getting a lot of love right now in that dugout.
Why wouldn't he?
She's like, well, my favorite guy was on base.
He said maybe I should have took a picture with Victor.
Well, fouled out a play by Castellanos. It is a 10-0 Tigers lead.
That bullpen lately, man, has just been getting beat up by everybody, not just the Tigers, but everybody. you see those numbers on Victor the Trop?
Yep, out of control.
See you.
That ball hammered to right field, hit pretty good. It's going to go to the wall, and a leaping catch by Arcia.
These guys are not giving away any at-bats. I mean, these guys have got a 10-run lead, and they're just continuing to have quality plate appearance after quality plate appearance. Romero ain't fooling anybody, is he?
No. 2 bullets by Maben and Cabrera, and then Martinez goes deep.
18 unanswered runs since the Tigers scored all those runs in the 9th inning yesterday.
Strike called on Upton. Eddie Romero came in and has given up 3 straight hits, including a homer. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Tigers had a 4-run 7th, now a 3-run 9th, and Mark Lowe begins to heat up. Popped him up. Will it stay in play? Heading back to the seats. Shot is going to come back, and it's dropped by Morrison. Right out of the glove.
No air on that play, though, huh? Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Way outside. 97 from Romero.
Got a good arm. Just doesn't quite know where it's going. He's thrown 15 total pitches. 10 have been strikes, and when he does throw a strike, the bats have really let him know.
Two and 2 on Justin Upton. Ten runs on 13 hits for the Tigers. The Rays had managed only 2 hits in this game.
Ooh, good pitch.
Man. Well, that was nasty there. 2 gone. Romero has his first strikeout.
That's 9 strikeouts tonight for Rays pitchers.
That'll bring up Mike Aviles. Aviles reaching on an error and stealing a base and scoring a run. That happened back in the 5th. Strike 1 on Aviles. Rays will have the top of their lineup in the bottom of the 9th, but the Tigers have a comfy 10-0 lead. Here's the 1-1. It's a ball inside, and the check swing. 2 balls, 1 strike. You certainly can see what the future might hold for this young man.
Yeah, he's got a plus fastball, 97. He threw a real good breaking ball to strike out Jay up. And that last pitch to Aviles was a good changeup.
Emergency act there for Aviles.
Just about every fastball that Romero has thrown has been 95 miles an hour and above.
However, the ERA is 6.75 over his last 11 appearances, and that'll take a hike here again tonight with the 3-run homer by Victor. And Aviles will take his walk.
That was at 98.
Aviles was headed to first base. 3-2. Oops. Full count. the base hits better anyway. 2-out single for Aviles. And that is 4 Tigers hits in this inning. He's got Romero shaking his head. That'll give McCann another at bat.
9th inning last couple of nights for the Tigers. They've done a lot of damage.
So they're getting a visit to the mound now. They're going to take Romero out and bring in a position player to pitch. That looks like Motter.
Yes, they are.
So Romero gets taken out of the game here in the 9th inning. And Motter comes in to pitch. We'll be back. Now making his first career major league pitching appearance. Pitched in Class A Charlotte back in 2013, 1 inning, and now he's going to face McCann here. Tigers have scored 3 runs to the home run by Victor Martinez. And their bullpen is so battered that a position player coming in. The first one is a strike on McCann.
Sarcastic cheer from the Tampa faithful here tonight.
He is the 6th position player in Rays history to pitch. Low and outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's always a very embarrassing time for a manager when you have to use a position player. Most managers just hate to do it.
Little pop up, shallow center, going to drop, base hit. So McCann flares one out there to center field. He got himself a 3-hit game. Here is Jose Iglesias. Motter slings one home and it misses low. 1-0. Very long to get a sign. He's probably throwing down to 1 finger every time.
Exactly.
I'm not sure it's a deep arsenal here.
No,
for
it's either side arm or up top.
Fly ball in the air to center. Kyer coming in, and that is that. Tigers get 3 more. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th in St. Pete. 10-0 Detroit.
Big play of the game. Cameron Maben at it again here tonight. 3 more hits. He came up earlier in the contest, bloop single. Then once he got to first, he stole a base on the left-hander. And then he came home to score on the base hit by Castellanos. And then later on, he climbed the ladder, fastball up the middle for 2 RBI. Maben has just had a wonderful day. 3 hits, 3 runs scored, and just continues to get it done.
Jared Saltalamacchia comes on to play first base. Cabrera's done for the night. And the Tigers also have Steven Moya in the game now in right field. Romine is also in the contest. He'll play second. And Mark Lowe is the new pitcher.
And Brad Austin is taking the luxury of taking his everyday veteran players out of the ball game.
A base hit for Logan Forsythe to lead things off here in the ninth. Only the 3rd hit of the night for the Rays.
Number 13.
Lowe making his 29th appearance.
Lowe had an outstanding year a season ago, pitching in a couple of different places. One would be Seattle, the other would be Toronto. But this year, for whatever reason, things have not gone well for Mark. They did early in April, but once the calendar turned to May and into June, he has really struggled.
Also, Aviles has moved to left field.
It'd be nice to see him just have a clean inning, even though he's already given up the base hit. Don't give up any runs here to build some confidence moving forward.
Forsythe will take second base. No steal there. Brad Miller is 0 for 3. He's put the ball on the ground 3 times. Tigers 15 hits in this game, and for the Rays only 3. Swing and a miss.
Ooh, that's a good fastball there by Lowe at 95. We haven't seen that very much lately.
And he's gone ahead 0-2. Fly ball left field and deep. Aviles going back to the wall, leaps, and that ball's out of here.
Lowe just can't catch a break, man.
An opposite field 2-run shot for Brad Miller, and the Rays are on the board.
He has now hit more home runs than any shortstop before the All-Star break in Tampa Bay Rays history.
That'll bring up Longoria. Tim Beckham now is going to pinch hit for Longoria, so he will be taken out of the ball game. And Beckham looks at a ball. An 0-2 pitch that was drilled the other way, just over the wall and left. Beckham swings and misses. Well, regardless of the 2-run homer in this inning, Fulmer, the story tonight, going 7 strong, punching out 10. The second time in 2 starts against the Rays he has gone double digits in strikeouts. 2-1 on Beckham. Low and away. 3 balls, 1 strike.
The last thing that Brad wants to do is to get anybody else up in that bullpen here tonight. But if he loses Beckham, he might be forced into doing so.
3-2.
Looks like to me that Lowe's just coming out here letting it all go tonight. 94, 95 with every fastball.
Here's the 3-2. Grounded foul. Souvenir. Logan Morrison on deck. Beckham's first action so far in this series.
And Beckham, former #1 draft choice of the Tampa Bay Rays, really just hasn't lived up to the expectations that they placed upon him when they drafted him. And batting just .179.
And he got him, strike 3. One gone.
It's a good pitch by Lowe.
Let's check in now with Trevor Thompson, preview of tonight's Tigers Live.
That's right, Mario. Quite a battle for the player of the game honors tonight. Michael Fulmer, 7 shutout innings of 2-hit ball. And then you've got Victor Martinez, 2 home runs, 6 RBI. We'll talk to both of those guys post-game. We'll get Brad Ausmus's thoughts on the night that was here in Game 2. And many more guys inside that Tiger clubhouse as we bring you Tigers Live immediately following this one with Mickey York in studio.
Give it to both of them, Trev.
Yeah, I think so.
Co-players of the game. All right, Trev, we look forward to it.
Yeah, let them both eat a big man.
There's a strike called as Morrison stands in. 1 for 3 tonight. Morrison a single in his last at bat. That'll make it 0-2. Ooh, right down the middle. Strike 3 at 95, and Lowe has back-to-back strikeouts. 2 outs.
Number 5, Brandon Guyer.
Now it's Brandon Guyer with 2 outs. Game 3 in this series happening tomorrow, and then the finale on Sunday before it's on to Cleveland for that huge series against the Indians. On the outer edge, strike 1. All of a sudden, Lowe throwing strikes. Now it's 0-2.
Every fastball, 94, 95. He's throwing some good breaking balls.
Here's the 0-2, and it's line foul. Tigers had a 4-run 7, a 3-run 9th. They pounded out 14 hits in this ball game tonight. Maybe another big night. Again, the 0-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Just off the plate. Pretty good pitch, but a little bit outside. 2-2.
Didn't miss by a whole lot, that's for sure.
High fly ball center field. Maben has room in front of the warning track, and the Tigers will win the first 2 games of the series. Michael Fulmer, another splendid outing tonight. And the Tigers supported him with 14 hits and 10 runs. As Fulmer gets the win, Victor Martinez a big part of this one tonight. 3-run shot in the 7th. 3-run shot in the 9th. A 6 RBI night for Victor, and the Tigers win.